But speaking of new eras in WWE, this past Tuesday marked the beginning of a new era as Roxanne Perez became the new NXT Women's Champion, making her the first ever Puerto Rican NXT Women's Champion and the woman who ended Mandy Rose's historic 413-day reign. So, I have two questions. How do you feel about her championship win to close the year? And how would you rank Mandy Rose's championship reign amongst all of the other NXT women's title reigns?
I'm a fan of Roxanne. I think I said this on last week's podcast, but she's a great talent. She has a great look. She's very great in the ring. Um, and she knows how to hold her own for someone like so young and fresh in the business. Like she's obviously been on the indie circuit and whatnot, but she's still like a baby, and it's just like this is big for her. Like this is very big. Yes, being that the first Puerto Rican female to hold the NXT Women's Championship, but the fact that she's just so young and she's this good right now, it's just like imagine if you gave it time, you know what I mean, and let that wine age a bit. Like she is going to be, in my personal opinion, um, I could honestly see her being like on a four horsewoman level, definitely down the line, just because she there's something special about her. If she had the right gimmick, like you would see the full vision. But there's something very special about Roxanne, and I do think that it was well deserved that she won on Saturday, and it definitely caught me off guard that she won the belt so soon and dethroned Mandy. I thought they were going to play the long run, but surely enough, we're going to talk about why this might have happened. Um, Now, as far as Mandy goes, um, when Mandy first came to the WWE, I didn't really like pay her much mind. I thought, okay, just another blonde. Or she looks like Trish, so I see why she signed. You know what I mean? Did I watch her on Tough Enough? Yeah. But I don't even think I wanted her to win on Tough Enough. Not that I disliked her, it's just that no, she didn't win. The other girl won. I wanted Mandy to win out of the two. My bad, scratch that. But as far as Mandy goes, she had quite a journey on WWE, being like just eye candy, no other personality. Every feud she had just had to do with this is happening because I'm pretty. You know, with
Mm.
Naomi, this is happening because I'm fine. Your man can't keep his hands off of me. I think she tried to had a little feud with Liv Morgan or one of the Riot Squad members, and it was just like a very simplistic I'm prettier than you or I'm better looking than you or that you're ugly type of back and forth that they had. And with Otis, she was just more or less an eye candy to elevate Otis. And that's all she just did, which is kind of unfortunate because she wasn't ever a bad wrestler. They just didn't have anything like there to attach to this gorgeous woman that we're looking at to like get us to care. And when she went to NXT, at first I rolled my eyes. 'Cause I was just like, oh, they could have put anyone else to lead a faction like Toxic Attraction. They could have went with Alexa. They could have went with Carmella. They could have went with someone who already has a personality. But I just found her to be someone that blew me away. um, she definitely made me believe her over time. Because if you look at it in the grand scheme of things, when it comes to Mandy, she took a very basic concept of looking the way that she looked. She changed her gimmick just like that. She dyed her hair. She changed up her look. She came up with a faction, or at least WWE attached her to a faction. And I think that was the first ever female faction that we had really going in NXT, besides like the Four Horsewomen, or Shayna Baszler's little thing she had with the two MMA girls. You know what I mean? But she came up with a fresh faction that mixed a little bit of the old with the new. It gave you a little bit of Divas era, but it had an edge to it, which was very new. In her reign time, she put over many talents. Yeah, I know it was a long, hefty reign, but she elevated a lot of people. And I do want to say she did bring prestige with time to that title. Because again, not that many people were believing in her. They weren't. They thought that she was just going to do the same tire behind things she's doing on the main roster. And over time, you watched growth in her character, where she went from being just a very blank easel to just being this poised bad bitch character. Like she just embodied just a badass bitch. Like, yeah, I'm cute. Yeah, I got the body. Yeah, you see my little booty cheeks out and whatever, with this little fit or whatever. But I'm a V trigger your face, my knee into your face, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, she like came in with this whole entire gimmick, and I felt like I didn't see the vision at first, but probably in the last couple months watching her and then really taking it in, she has to be one of the better championships we had in NXT history. Am I gonna say she's better than a Sasha or better than an Asuka or a Shayna? No. But respect to the era with how diabolic NXT was, with how schizophrenic it has been, she had to been probably one of the very few saving graces on that show.
Mm-hmm.
And she had a lot of contributions that I think got overlooked that we didn't really take in until just recently. So I'm proud of her. I'm proud that she decided to make that jump and go down into a very, funky looking situation in NXT because no one knew what was happening here. I don't think she even knew what was happening, but she went in there believing in herself, and she's a star. And it's unfortunate what had happened to her. Again, we're gonna get into what happened to her, but that was a very good reign, and it sucks. It sucks that this happened to her, man, because she was just a couple of days from beating Shayna in
Mm-hmm.
terms of the length of her reign. I think she was shy of just a few days, and if they would have gave her one more week, she would have been up there. And I think that was the goal with her. I think that was the goal with her. Um, just yeah, I hope the best for her. I really do hope the best for her wherever she goes. She's white hot right now, so it's unfortunate that she had lost her title reign, but I think she should take full advantage of her own empire that she created herself. Take some notes from Miss Mercedes Renardo, and she needs to go elsewhere. Like, she needs to just take that. I think that with NXT, it's either it's 30 days or it's no, it's there's no clause there. It's either 30 days or zero.
Mm.
But that's more than enough time with how fresh everything is that had just recently went down for her to go like make some phone calls and just do a pop up. I think she's good. I think she's good wherever she goes with the
Mm-hmm.
way she built herself up with this title reign and creating her own little legacy. What do you think about Mandy Rhodes
So first, I'm gonna
and
get
Roxanne?
to I'm gonna talk Roxanne first and then Mandy. So I think that Roxanne being the first woman to win, first Puerto Rican woman to win the NXT Women's Championship is a very very big deal, and it's very very important. I think that her title win was well deserved. I'm very very excited to see where her title reign goes, especially with Cora Jade in the mix. I definitely see them rekindling their feud sometime down the line. There's that. The fact that you know what it is? She is incredibly special. Her title win reminded me of when Tyler Bate won the NXT UK Championship when he was 19 years old, because he's young. He was young. He was a fresh face. Obviously, was training for a while, but you can just tell that he just had something that separated him from most, just like she had something that separates her from most. She also won the Ring of Honor World Women's Championship earlier this year. So the fact that she won that Ring of Honor World title and the NXT World Women's Championship in the same year is pretty important. I think it's pretty dope. And also, I just thought it
Yeah.
was really really adorable, the interaction between her and Booker. Booker has been like a father figure to her. He trained her, or like she trained at his school. So to see their interaction, to see Booker overwhelmed, I think was a very very special moment. But shout outs to Roxanne. I think that her title win was well deserved. The way that they pulled it off, I thought that it was going to happen a little bit later, but nevertheless, I'm glad. So, congratulations to Roxanne. Now, as it pertains to Mandy Rose and her championship reign, she is easily top 5 NXT women's champions of all time. My opinion, I believe that Asuka is number one. I believe that Rhea,
Fair.
Shayna are both up there as well. I think that Sasha Banks's reign is up there, and then I think it's Mandy. I do believe that the fact that Mandy held that title with such grace and such poise, with a reinvented version of herself, with a faction like Toxic Attraction, who saw their fair share of success as well because Gigi and JC were able to win tag team championship gold. They were the closest thing to Undisputed Era since Undisputed Era because of their dominance, their continuity, their fluidity, their look, their ability to capture the NXT audience. And to be honest, this past year and a half has probably been one of the most unstable years in the company's history because first Vince wanted to rebrand NXT, and then after NXT was rebranded, all the sexual allegations came back. Then Hunter wanted to kind of go back to how NXT was and take away the rainbows, and Mandy was there through it all. Mandy was there through it all, and she was able to elevate talent in spite of everything that happened. And she turned herself into one of the premier talents in WWE of all brands. And I believe that what happened in NXT molded her into the perfect women's wrestler for the American market. She had the in-ring capabilities, the in-ring storytelling, uh, that you would see from any top performer, and she had the sex appeal of Trish Stratus. And I believe that she Mandy definitely reminds me a little of Shawn Michaels. She's the heartbreak girl, right? Like from her poise, the way she carries herself, like she gives me Shawn like in like 97, like just like I'm just bad, I'm just attractive as hell, and I'm gonna be in the ring and I'm gonna do what I do, and I'm gonna look good doing it. Like it, so like that, I think that that's Mandy's legacy. Now, here we go.